I've been a big fan for years of Smokey Robinson. He did Something. Actually, when I was writing that song, in my mind, I was thinking of Ray Charles singing it. As it happened, the song ended up with over 150 cover versions, but when Ray Charles did it, I was really disappointed, except for the middle. The bridge to it, he sings great, but it was a bit of a corny sort of way he did it. But the one that really made up for all of that was James Brown.
I didn't realize
James Brown did it in 1972. He redid Think as a single, and on the B-side he did Something, which it's fantastic. I've got it on my jukebox at home, and it's just unbelievable, you know, the way he sings.
Coaching, style,
compassion, excellency,
knowledge.
This is Understanding
with Carlos Cote.
What you mean?
Man, ain't no damn
man,
way.
You crazy.
Man, Jay
Rock ain't say nothing like no Marvin Gaye.
Wait a minute, wait, you ever get wrong like that. Jane's the best. Jane the best, though.
You must confess.
I must confess.
Oh my God.
For all the rest, there's no contest.
Get the capes and do the, you know, hey, you. Anyway, so here's the godfather of soul, James Brown!
Mr. James Brown.
James Brown. James Brown! You say James Brown, and the people get up and automatically start doing that American stuff. Get up, bro, and start. So this man, if this man right here, when this man tell me he don't come for no fight, he comes to support me, that means George Foreman, he's in double trouble. That chump is in double trouble. Cause with James Brown, I gotta put him down. Yeah.
What brings you down here today?
James Brown.
Yeah. What did he mean to you?
Everything. He was my greatest inspiration. I miss him very much.
Did you get all your dance moves from him or some?
A great deal of them. I love them very much. I should miss him.
See you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Love you, man.
You know, years ago, Little Mike, and I remember, he did a lot of James Brown steps, but then later on, he got his own steps. And that's what it's about. God bless the child has got his own. I love him, but not as much as he loved him.
I love you more.
Oh!
You taught me everything.
Well, Michael, we all know that you went on and did a lot of things yourself.
You could have took Mick Jagger, Prince, Hammer, them Jacksons, them cats from Earth, Wind and Fire, Elvis Presley, call the whole row, put them all in a room, and one man walk in, they all stand up and applaud. That one man is James Brown.
James Brown played a big influence on my style. When I was about 10 years old, my stepdad put me on the stage with him, and I danced a little bit until the bodyguard took me off.
James Brown is so dynamite. If you watch this clip where he accidentally falls right here, and he makes it look like it's a part of the act and get up and just do his thing, man, this joker tough, man, bad.
When Michael Jackson first auditioned for me, he did a James Brown song and he danced like James Brown, so obviously he was influenced a lot by James Brown.
What did you start listening to get your kind of singing style?
James Brown.
Make me feel good I can have so many people like Michael, Prince, David Bowie, and Tina, and all of the cats, you know, just really doing a lot of James Brown. It makes me feel good.
I remember my parents in the first grade, when I was in the first grade, taking us boys to go see James Brown live. That has totally affected my life, not just my musical life, but my whole life.
Years ago, I talked to James Brown. He said, George, why don't you wear your hair, you know, the nice curls you had before, you know, the big curl. I said, James, I got tired of that, man. He said, yeah, but you know something, George, that's important, man. I said, well, man, you know, Sam Cooke didn't wear that stuff. I said, Otis Redding didn't wear it. He said, wait, I give it to you. Otis Redding was the only cat that I like to see without curls in it. But George, today, you gotta look good, baby. You know.
This right here, now this is old school. This is so old school, buddy. I tell you what, this is it. Let's show this. This right here, magnificent. They used to advertise this when Soul Train used to come on back in the 70s.
With oil sheen conditioner.
This is old school right here. So any black person that's watching from the 70s, they remember this. And this is what he would use. This was very important.
What was it like for a young black kid growing up in this area in the 30s and 40s?
Yeah, well, it took a long time to get to the word black. It started with boy, nigger, colored.
We've got to get the individualism again so we can get the music back. Everybody sounded alike. And that's terrible what's happening in the music business today. There's no variation of people no more. No?
Exactly.
Everybody's doing the same thing.
Get on up and do the ball. James Brown was the first rap artist ever.
Am I ready, Godfather? You know, without James Brown, there wouldn't be hip-hop.
What do you think of music around today, especially things like hip-hop and Run DMC and the Beastie Boys?
Well, those are poor copies, well, not poor copies, but they're copies of what they thought I was doing in the 60s, like Let the Brother Rap. And see, I started the rap music. Hit it!
Going down to the crib now, get off, get out. So people know but in the box, yeah.
Whip it on me, so bro. Hey, bro.
James Brown, born in South Carolina, grew up in destitution. James Brown was heavily inspired by Sweet Daddy Grace, you know, for his music and his crazy ostentatious style, if you will. And he also was heavily influenced by Louis Jordan, and he was greatly influenced by Bo Jack, you know, who was the first black boxer to make $1 million. It was these figures and other elements. That is what made James Brown.
Tell me how James Brown got started, because when they call you the Godfather of Soul, it is not just because you can hit those notes, because let's be honest, there are a lot of people that can hit notes.
Better than I can.
Yeah. But when you grew up in the wooded area, you grew up in a bordello.
That's right.
Tell us about that.
Well, the funny thing about it, being from a broken family, I had a chance to learn gospel. Jubilee. What you see with rap today, even before James Brown cut the things he thought, a song entitled Let the Brother Rap, that was Jubilee. Jubilee, the Five Trumpets, the Golden Gates, songs like Old Jonah. It's out of the Bible. When God told Jonah to go down to Nineveh land and preach his command, he didn't want to go, so it's, well, God spoke to Jonah as a Christian man. Go down to Nineveh and save the land. God didn't want to hear a gospel man, so he got him a ticket, get out the gospel hand. He got that ticket, got on board. Ship went to rocket on down the shore. Oh, Jonah. Oh, all right. But that's where the rap thing started, and I guess that's the recitation. Louis Jordan, a lot of people did these things, which is my mentor, Louis Jordan, Mr. Louis Jordan.
Oh, James Brown would pull it with it. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't. And you sitting in the audience.
Just Art Blakey, spending time in Africa, learning African drum patterns and bringing that into jazz.
Right.
You had James Brown with his tune Licking Stick, 1966, which is the beginnings of funk, which is polyrhythmic soul music. James Brown and his people came up with that. Yeah. But before James Brown and before Art Blakey, polyrhythm had largely disappeared. So what happened in Cuban music is they preserved it.
It was Mongo Santa Maria, who had like a funky kind of Afro-Cuban thing. It was all mixed together. The Afro-Cuban tradition was important because that was some of the first music that we heard where the bass played the same thing over and over again. The bass would go. Over and over again. And then people would start to get, wow, that sounds good, man. It doesn't change. And it creates a trance, a hypnotic kind of thing. In jazz, up to then, the bass was like, the bass was moving, right? But in this Afro-Cuban thing, all of a sudden, man, hey, man, just have that bass do the same thing. Then James Brown in the 60s, he kind of keyed in on it. I don't know if he heard it or if he just felt it on his own, but he had the bass player say, hey, man, just do the same thing over again. Over and over again, man. And it became like a trademark of funk, that the way the music grows is to don't do anything different, right? With all other kinds of styles of music, in order to make the music grow, you started getting louder, you started playing busier, you started trying to create more energy, right? With funk, the way you did that was don't change it. You went. It got bigger. Just the fact that you didn't change it created this thing that made it like snowball, like a snowball rolling down the hill.
We kind of got started and, didn't know what we were doing. When Mr. Brown would say, I feel something like this. And he would want you, you had to translate that. It was like you was over in Japan and you like in America trying to say, okay, what that thing? Come on, honey. And you say, oh, you mean like this? That's it, son. That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad I thought of you. But that was James Brown. And a lot of people ask me, well, you wrote a lot of the bass lines. How come you didn't ever get paid? Get paid? I was blessed to be in the presence of greatness. That was the last thing I was thinking of getting paid. I wasn't getting paid doing what I was doing.
You know, my pronouncement on this whole music thing is that James Brown is the baddest cat that ever did this music thing.
A master showman. And I would say that James Brown is really one of the hardest working guys in show business because he really put all of his heart and soul into his performance.
He had his band so tight, if one of them made one mistake, he would make them rehearse and play the whole show after the show.
He put a lot of time into his performance and his profession, Took it very serious.
Shindig proudly presents a human package of dynamite, a man of his own time, the one and only James Brown. The soul brother number one, James Brown. Godfather of soul, James Brown. Oh yeah, the soul brother, James Brown. Like never before. And one more thing I want to say right now. Now you may lay in the cut and go along, but we still on the case, my rapper strong.
Lately, there's been a controversy in our newspapers because MC Hammer has challenged Michael Jackson to a dance-off, and he said, I want the glove so I can take it and give it to James. And I thought that was, ooh. Really? Yeah, yeah. And
Oh, that's it.
the running man versus the moonwalk. The running man versus the moonwalk. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you because I'm sure both of these men idolize you. Who's gonna win that if it happens?
Well, I'm even before I start, okay? I love both of them. And it will be fair and a lot of fun. And I think it'll be up and back. They'll have a lot of fun, but you know who wins?
Who?
The best one.
Most black entertainers from back in those days always had a white counterpart that imitated their moves and style. And James Brown's white imitator was Wayne Cochran, who also had a group known as the CC Riders, which housed a bass player that was unknown then by the name of Jaco Pastorius.
Do it again.
Yes, my name is Lamar Peterson, and I wanted to ask you, you among many black people have voted for President Nixon, and I wanted to ask you, like, what advantages could you possibly say, could be towards the black people?
I'm glad you asked that question because I really want to get into it all day. It's kind of a long thing, but I won't make it too long. One of the reasons why I'm getting out of business is the fact that I want to go into areas that has been opened up to me by the black people, and it wouldn't have been possible had it wouldn't have been for them. But for so long, we've been told that we had to be one thing. We got to be a part of the whole system in order to get the best out of it. And it's another thing, we can never be sold out when we've never been in.
You know, the more popular James Brown got in the 60s, the more a lot of black people saw him as being a sellout because he was endorsing no good politicians, and plus, he was real good friends with Strom Thurmond. But during the 60s, where you had segregation and blacks being brutalized and killed by the cops, dogs being sicked on them, and plus the Vietnam War was going on. With all of this and other tragedies going on, James Brown had recorded and released a record called America Is My Home. So you had organizations like the Black Caucus, the Black Panthers, and the Nation of Islam. They was pressing James Brown real hard about his cooning. And even in the Muhammad Speaks, one of the Muhammad Speaks from the early 60s, it had reported that it was time to boycott James Brown. Otis Redding, who even went to James Brown to start some sort of black music distribution, where blacks own their music and rights. It was something like that, and James Brown told him no. All of these things and other things amongst that is what really made James Brown record and drop one of his biggest candid hits, which was Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud.
Can't hear you. Say it loud. Can't hear you. Say it loud. Say it loud.
The real reason James Brown dropped that record, America Is My Home, although a lot of people, white and black, was protesting the Vietnam War, he really did that because Martin Luther King had started publicly denouncing and speaking brickbats about the Vietnam War. That's really why James Brown dropped that record, because of Martin Luther King.
No black entertainer wanted to go to Vietnam and do a show.
That's right.
I fought for a year and a half to go. Bob Hope can go and kill 125, 30 people. Also, Hello Dolly. You get their own plane.
That's wrong.
I went and broke all records and got nothing and paid my own money. I gave $5,000 over there myself and got my own lodge and to take care of my own self. That's wrong. To fight for the country. That's wrong. Okay, then let's acknowledge these things. I'm still James Brown. They don't have the way out. What would you
He ought to be as good as me and do it.
Ought to be? I know I'm good as you. You mean ought to be?
One of Jesse Jackson.
I think Mr. Jackson is somebody I watched grow up. I think Jesse Jackson is one of the things that I fought for. The right to be what you want to be. If you want to run for president, why shouldn't you have the right to run for president? Now, as president, I didn't endorse Mr. Jackson, and I wouldn't endorse him tomorrow. But I still endorse the right to do what he's doing. You understand? I don't believe in a man coming from the street and being the president, because that don't make sense. Would you let Mr. Jackson work on your car? Then why let him be your president?
You know, no matter how much bidding James Brown did for this country, all through his life and at the end, they showed him you nothing more to them than a nigga.
But Brown now says a New York shoemaker took advantage of him while he was in prison. Kenneth Cole Shoes ran this advertisement with a picture of Brown and the company's new shoe, with a caption that read, quote, "Two great things with soul under lock and key." Brown said the company never asked his permission to use his picture.
Ain't that something? Forget about the human being.
James Brown has filed a $3 million lawsuit against 20th Century Fox, accusing the company of copyright infringement in the movie The Commitments.
2 years and change.
2 years and change.
But I was locked up as a little boy, too.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I've been locked up all my life. Even when I'm out, I'm locked up because we don't control nothing. Said it before, said it again. Black man will never be free in America.
You still believe that? Black man will never be free.
I'm living it. Your love will always be true. I need you. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me. I want you right here by my side. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me. Hold me. And your love won't hide. I need you. Most times 3 meals a day. Oatmeal, mixed meal, and no meal.
One of the first, if not the first, beefs in the annals of music history was between James Brown and Joe Tex. Many say it was over a woman, many say it was over style. However, it is a fact that James Brown took a lot of Joe Tex style, from the microphone stand trick up to everything that James Brown did. He was taken from Joe Tex.
No, stop. Marlon, watch, again. That is not the way Joe Tex does it. This is how Joe Tex does it. He picks the microphone up, he flips it to one side, and then he flips it back to the other side. Michael, show him.
Joe Tex! Who? Joe Tex!
Yeah, I think the first one to really recognize, to meet his charisma was Joe Tex.
There was a showdown on stage, a battle, and I don't know. Did Joe ever mention any of this to you?
Oh yeah. He and James Brown had a long time feud. He didn't like James Brown one bit.
I know.
No. He didn't like James Brown.
Even the teachings, he got on James Brown when he was teaching.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, there was no love lost between those two men.
In Atlanta, in the dressing room, when he and James had that confrontation.
Right.
Now, what is so crazy about that, I'm trying to remember what book it was. Oh, it was James Brown's biography.
Right.
Have you read that? The one or something?
Yes, I think I have it right here.
Okay, well, in that book, there is a explanation, according to whoever that author is, about that confrontation between Joe and James about B. And it goes on to say that they were out in the street, and I mean, it's a long thing. That I never knew happened. You know, I'm in the dressing room when they had this confrontation, and George, he was the MC. He's in there. We were all in there, and they had the confrontation about whatever they were they were talking about. You know, I mean, I don't know if it was B or whoever it was. But the other part, if you read in that one, when you get to that incident, this other maddening part of it about them shooting and running cars and all that kind of stuff. I know nothing about that. I just know that there was a deep animosity that he had for James and James' appearance.